Hey friends, welcome Hot Chocolate back to the program. Today we're going to work on his standing splits, so go ahead. Stand on up. Yep, that's about right. Hips to shoulder height. In this position, what Hot Chocolate did is he came into a hip squared position here. This is a safer position, more conservative stance for the lower back and the hip of the standing leg. But most bodies can actually, go ahead, lift the lifted leg higher. Most bodies can enjoy a deeper stretch with the leg lifted higher. You just want to make sure you feel the feedback your body's giving you and can sense if this position isn't right for you. So what's happening here is the top hip lifted up and the standing leg's hip compressed a little bit. Now, to go back to that square hip position, the outer hip of the lifted leg rolls down, and then the standing leg's hip draws back toward me, and the side of the waist extends forward. Yeah, so both sides of his waist are equal in length. All right, let's see if we can make this pose a little more dramatic using some SMR technique with our rad rollers. So let's start off, you're gonna take the big ball, I'll take the little ball. And you're going to place it, so your standing leg, you're going to place it underneath your sit bone. Okay. The leg that you stood on. So that would be the other one. Yeah. Okay. So we're releasing the hamstring of the standing leg. Okay, so your sit bone is just below it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then try to roll around. Take deep breaths as you're moving. And find any spot that feels a little tender or interesting. Not intensely, yeah, maybe not that one. We want to feel that our muscles surrounding the area where the ball is can relax.
Oh, that feels good.
Good, good. And where the ball is there's the sit bone, and then just below it, we're sticking the ball there. Yeah, and you can continue to move around slowly until you find a spot that feels like it could use a little extra attention.
There's a lot of spots in there.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and we want to make sure you breathe into it. Yeah. Having the breath move through your system as you're doing these types of myofascial release is critical. So we don't want to create more tension in the body by tensing up in reaction to the stimulus of the ball. We want to feel that our body can soften further as we get into areas that simple stretching can't. Okay?
Oh yeah, I think we're good.
All right, so now come to a kneeling position, and we're going to stretch the front of the hip of the lifted leg. So you'll place the ball kind of right at your hip crease and below your hip bone, so somewhere in between. Okay. And then you'll kind of lay down upon the ball and find, again, those interesting areas and roll them out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That feels really good too.
Oh, good. The hip flexor is really nice, especially if you're someone who spends your days sitting. These muscles tend to get really tight, which can also cause the hamstrings to be tight and the lower back to get a little bit of discomfort, pain. By releasing the hip flexors here, it tends to help out across the whole pelvic girdle and low back. How you doing?
Doing great.
We're breathing through it? Oh, good. Whew. And again, we want to make sure we keep breathing, finding those interesting spots, relaxing through the pressure. And if you're at a point where the resistance in your body is strong, then we do have balls of varying hardnesses. So you can always take a ball that is a little bit softer, that your body won't tense up in reaction to it.
Feels great.
All right. Now, let's just see what happens. Let's experiment. Let's do another standing split.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Take it down. All right. That's the hip square.
Feels a little higher.
Does it feel lighter?
It does.
It looks a little higher. It definitely flew up there with a bit more ease. All right. And there you have it. A little SMR technique to help further the stretching in pretty much any pose. But here, hip flexor, hamstring for your standing split.
Good job.
You too.